What's going on, Showdawees? It's your boy Brody. I'm back for another album review, and this time it's Gary, Indiana's own Freddie Gibbs' third album, Shadow of a Doubt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Why?
Now I know, when you hear Gary, Indiana, you automatically may think of Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. That's probably the only people that you've heard of that are musically talented that have come out of there. Well, Freddie Gibbs is from Gary, Indiana. He actually grew up not too far from the Jackson's 5 house, but he's completely different. He's a hardcore gangster rapper who's actually dropped a ton of mixtapes and 2 albums prior to this. And I gotta tell you, I was really looking forward to this to see if he's gonna give us something that we can really cherish and hold, or something we're gonna toss in the can. Now, if you haven't heard of Freddie Gibbs, one of his main nicknames is Gangsta Gibbs, which ties into what he mostly raps about. You know, gangs, drug culture, just that hard talk, drugs, all those things are really dwelled into his type of rapping style. But he has lyrical content which can back it up. So you're not going to be stuck with just that same old gang, gun talk, blah, blah, blah. He's really bringing some things that'll make you think and understand where he's coming from, which is what I'm all about. Take me somewhere that I've never been and paint that picture for me. And that's what he does on these first few tracks. Now, he decided to name his album Shadow of a Doubt, which means certain it is true. He's really upset in this album, as you can tell, and previously mixtapes, that a lot of rappers like to pretend that they've come from a life that they've not really been tied to. Freddie Gibbs likes to tell throughout these first title songs that he definitely came from this street life, and he's also painting a picture of why it was so bad and why he had to choose that lifestyle. Now, the first 3 songs on this album is definitely something that classic Gibbs fans can enjoy. Careless, Narcos, and Fucking Up the Count. Careless being one of my favorite songs because it gives that vibe of his previous mixtape, Cold in Hell. It's just that cold, hard beat, which is just him grimy and rapping on it, which is personally my favorite type of rapping style from this artist because that's all he needs to do. You don't really need to change up your formula all the time. Sometimes just keeping it the same is the best way to go for certain things. Now, one of the cool things I did want to mention about Fucking Up the Count was that he used a cool sample, and unfortunately I couldn't find out what movie it was from, but just showing that as a young child, you can understand one thing completely different from another. This text in the song was that a kid was not able to finish a book report because he didn't understand the information, but his brother asked him, what would you do if another drug dealer came to your block and asked you for this certain amount of money and you had to cut him this? The kid was able to crack it down without any second thoughts. And he was like, why is it that you can understand this but not the other thing? He said, well, I'm not gonna get killed for messing this up. So he's trying to get you to understand the mentality of where he was coming from as a youngster in that song, which definitely does set the tone for the future songs coming up next. Now, the next few songs did include a lot of features. He had a song called Extradite with Black Thought from the Roots, a song called Mexico with a new upcoming R&B artist called Tory Lanez, which is actually a pretty dope song. And then he had a song called McDuck with this lady named Dana Williams. Those 3 songs were definitely different from Freddie Gibbs' normal style, but it did complement him with the new artist that he had on there and the different type of beats, kind of similar to his previous album called Pinata. He's definitely experimenting with a different type of style, but keeping it the same, if that makes sense, to his core fans. I did enjoy having Black Thought on there because he's definitely an underrated rapper from the roots. He definitely kept on pace with Freddie Gibbs, and their deep, kind of monotone voice was cool with the kind of Beastie Boys type feel vibe to the beat. So I think you guys will enjoy that song. Now, as much as the beginning of this album was very good, the beats were dope, the features helped out, he did decide to put on a few songs that just did not cut it for me. I mean, I almost feel like he was drunk when recording these. Now, to take a little bit step back, if you don't follow him on his Instagram or social media and Snapchat, he does like to go out, drink, have fun, party, you know, just hang out. It's just a normal guy thing to do. But I feel like he may have kind of overstepped it with these songs. I mean, on a song called Basketball Wives, he literally sounds like he was in the booth, drunk, mumbling through the songs. I didn't understand that at all. I almost wish he didn't even put it on the album. Another song called Package, which in essence was a song about going into the trap house and getting the money and moving it back out. It didn't really connect to me, even though it made sense with the album's theme. The style of the song didn't work out coming from one good song to another. It just didn't transition well. I feel like he could have left these songs out and then just left the album as it is. The total of the album had 15 songs with 2 bonus tracks. Even the bonus tracks were not that good. I mean, I feel like he may have just been trying to throw extra songs that he never got a chance to release on there, which, you know, is okay. But don't just put songs on the album just because you can. Keep it consistent with how the album is flowing. At one point I was like, am I still listening to the same album? What the hell is going on? I did have to step back and think, well, you know what? He's trying to reach out to other fans. Like I said earlier, he is experimenting with that previous album he just dropped. Definitely trying to see where he can fit in the mainstream, but still keep it core to his underground fans. So after that slip up with those, 3 or 4 songs, I was like, come on, Gangsta Kids, bring it back, man. Because right now the album was at about, 60-40. I was in the favor of it being a good album. Then out of nowhere, a song called 10 Times come up. It's featuring Gucci Mane, who, I don't know if you know it or not, has been in prison for the past year or 2. So he had a song with Gucci Mane and my boy E40. Now, on the past 2 reviews, E40 has been featured on 2 of those albums. One he did great, the other he did horrible, but this one he swung it back home and made it a classic. This song is really, really good. I mean, this is the best I've heard Gucci Mane rapping in a long time. Now, he almost outshined both E40 and Freddie Gibbs on the song just by his ability of rapping. Like, bring it back to the old Gucci Mane days of actually being a pretty dope rapper. He even sampled Gucci Mane's verse to make it the hook, which I haven't seen done before. I mean, that's something DJ Premier would do, but this is a pretty cool idea for the song. It comes together really, really well. It was almost one of my favorite songs in the album, just because it sounded so good. Gucci Mane came out of nowhere and just killed the song. I really, really enjoyed this song. Now, one of the cool things that I've always liked about Freddie Gibbs is his ability to also make those hard, kind of dope songs, and sometimes, fast-paced, cool song, but the real thoughtful, sit back and listen to, close your eyes and just zone out songs. He's got 3 of those songs on here: Insecurities, Forever and a Day, and Lately. Those 3 songs were probably my favorite trio of songs in a row. I mean, Forever and a Day is probably my favorite song on the album, period, even beaten out 10 times. It's probably one of the best beats on the song. It's very simple, very, very simple beat, but it comes together well with how the storytelling in the album goes. Freddie Gibbs is very gifted in getting your mind into where he's trying to go. His voice is very deep, and it goes well with whatever beat he's trying to pull together. I mean, he has the ability to articulate very well with the song to give it 2 different types of feel. He may have a real smooth, mellow beat, but his articulation and style over the song just transforms it. And that's what I really, really enjoyed about this song. It's telling about how he's found the woman that he loves, which, if you follow him on Instagram, like I said earlier, he's just had his first baby, so he's really feeling in the family vibe and trying to get his mind out of the girls and women that he's been dealing with from the mixtape days to now he's trying to become a family man. So it's trying to balance that lifestyle out and show us what his mind's at currently, which I thought he did very, very well painting that picture for us. And one cool thing I did want to mention on one of those songs called Lately, he did a cool job singing, pretty much singing. It sounded like old DMX, just kind of letting his voice take over the song and sing, and it really mixed well with the piano. And it also sounded kind of like a Jodeci type feel to the background. If you pay attention to the song, the guy that he has singing in the background has that Jodeci feel with the, I can't sing, so don't judge me on that. But he sounds really, really good with him mixing in his vocals. So I did think that those last songs did wrap the album up very, very well to bring it back home, because in the middle it was looking a little iffy, but all in all, I think this album definitely did do its job of getting some new fans and showing him that, hey, he's one of the dopest lyricists in the game currently. So with all that said, Showdawees, I'm guessing you guys can feel where I'm coming from on this album. It's definitely the kind of album that I did want to see Freddie Gibbs come out with, showing his heartfelt side, that hard side, as well as trying to experiment a little bit. He kind of went a little bit overboard on a few songs, but we're gonna wipe that clean and just say that this album was dope. I'm gonna have to give it a Showdawee stamp of approval, y'all. Y'all know how I do, so this is definitely an album I would recommend all my hip hop heads, all my new hip hop fans, and even people that's just kind of on the board of trying to find somebody new to listen to. So Showdawees, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with your boy. Got pretty more videos coming through. Hey, let me know down in the description box what you guys thought of this review and what you thought of this album, or if you got any recommendations for albums I should listen to. I'm gonna keep these reviews coming, guys. I appreciate it. You know how we end this, baby. Showdawee TV, out.